Hello everybody, welcome on into the Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 8 Group Stage Week 1 showdown here between the Macau Maos and the Milky Way Martians. Just me and Abuni, but Corey will join me here eventually. We're getting ready to hop into map 1 of Lijiang Tower. And yeah, this should be a fairly exciting game in front of us here. We have two teams, sort of, I guess, in terms of the power rankings team, feeling of which the Macau Maos may be a bit lower than potentially expecting out the draft with the solid one of, Akua and a couple of their main support players, but the Martians definitely in a lot of people's top 3, even top 5. So I think it's kind of a good proving ground here for both the Maos and the Martians to see kind of where they could land potentially going on into the season. Of course, our first map is going to be Lijiang Tower, as per the usual. And we'll just go ahead and wait for the teams to be ready to send us on in. Can give a good quick look. I can give you a quick update on what we're looking at in terms of the lineups for the Milky Martians. Probably expected it's going to be Fish on the tank with Taken Wallace and Sky on the DPS, Freak Bob and Hyper 225 on support. And then for the Maos, we're going to have Akua on the tank, Laura Milo for the deepest line, and Cat Dante Fan for the Maos. So you got to look for players probably like Akua to try stand up to somebody like a Sky. I think in terms of, I guess, advantages in both of these roles, I'll give a quick look on that one. Like, I would probably take Akua over Fish, and unfortunately for Fish, I know coming off a championship 2 seasons ago and a solid showing last season on the Swedish Fish, but, it is Akua. And as the scouting report said, can probably do anything you want better than you. But then you got Laura and Milo in DPS. Laura is, of course, the DPS hit scan legend from a couple seasons ago from Loch Ness Nessies, coming back after a bit of a sabbatical away from Aurora, and then Milo 16 Milo, of course, being a support player, going over onto the DPS role. Probably got to take Sky in that one, as well as Taken Wallet. I think that Taken Wallet is a rookie to also keep our eyes on. I heard that Panini was very excited for Wallet to come on in. Spartans are playing. I believe we have a second stream on the second channel. That'll be provided by Neptune, and I will try to get updates and use the little pop-in thing to give you guys some scoring updates as that series goes on. So yes, we are going to be going into the game here very shortly, a couple more seconds, and I'll let you guys in. And there we are. Unfortunately, that caster graphic is lying because Corey isn't here yet, but hopefully not too much longer. Did give him the DM, let me know he'd be a little late. But going in here, starting over onto Lijiang Tower Control Center, I'm interested to see. Thank you, Panini, for the Twitch Prime sub. But interesting look here, actually, for the Maos so far. Laura's going to be over onto that Freya. No Freya on the other side. Surprised not to Sky. Maybe take that up. Maybe we'll see later in the series him or Taken Wallet claim that one. But I'm excited, honestly, to see the Freak Bob Hyper 225 support line. Hyper 225 had a great rookie showcase. Ra-I-E-E-E. Thank you, Flambo Jambo, for the Prime as well. Now coming out here right now, yeah, the very interesting look here with the Moira, with the Lifeweaver, the actual girl boss backline here for the Maos has looked to take on Fish on the Ramatra. Probably a little more stability here from Akua on this Orisa, going very deep here, forcing the Cassidy away, but Sky might get punished here. There's a great kind of pseudo dive coming through here from Milo and Akua, and they're going to get the kills here. They're just going to clean this up. This interesting looking composition so far paying dividends right now as Milo and Akua just putting the pressure over in onto the back. Unfortunately, oh, I apologize. There's the game audios here. I forgot to unmute that, but we should be good now. Sorry about that. Fish making a swap out their match over onto the Orisa. Not wanting to take that fight, but you gotta figure the Juno Brig is probably the better looking composition, but Sky taking a lot of damage, forced to use that roll very early here to try to stave off that damage from the focus shot. And Milo just being annoying in the backline here, forcing out some pressure over onto his Freak Bob and Hyper 225, forcing some kind of acquisition. Freak Bob is walking into a wall. Someone please help her. Freak Bob is stuck. And now Akua comes in to try, and as of right now, this kind of split approach early working out well. Sky does have the high noon, but Taken Wallet has already fallen. Fish falling weak as well. Has to use the spin. The Hyper ring out from Freak Bob, trying to keep the Fish alive, but doesn't work. And Akua unleashes that Terror Surge. As right now, the Maos are looking like a very good look on this composition. Not something we thought we'd see And no ults for the side of the Milky Martians were used. They still have the High Noon here from Sky, probably looking for a bit of a speed hyper ring combo with that High Noon, but early gold force here from Fish. High Noon from Sky trying to increase the space, finds Dante Fan in the middle of their tree. No longer having that important ult here. Sky does have the pulse, or Milo has the pulse bomb. Not gonna find it. Hyper 1 HP though. Gets taken down from afar, but taking Wallet has dove in the back on it, has found 2 quick ones, holding onto the blade, sheathing that for another day. And they are going to get the flip here for Milky Martians right now, but Mao's in good spot right now to take this over. Still have a little honest collisions here. Laura is going to be close to that bola shot. But walking into a blade, walking into a rally, it's going to be tough for them to find the value here, unless potentially Laura gets an early pick with the bola shot on one supports. This fight will probably easily go the way of the Milky Martians. Early deflect force here from taking Wallet, and now Laura on pivotal offense here, looking for his bola shot, looking for a target. Hyper's going to eat a bit of a focus shot there, but we'll stay alive long enough here. They're going to use the collisions here, walk in here, the bola shot comes in and finds taking Wallet. Freak Bob caught a couple of shots, and Laura on the points with the collisions behind him. It's going to melt down White Room. And now it's just Fish and Sky trying to get away. Is Sky going to get staggered out a little bit here? Fish trying to get their own life. Will probably do just that. One fight territory. You had to use the orbital ray there as well in a losing effort. Milo having, price bomb. Terra Surge online as well for Akua. This blade from Take Wall has got to be used. The rookie's got to come out with a nice one here. Hyper Ring comes out, trying to get team past the chokehold here, but Akua comes in here, has a Terra Surge, unleashes it right now. Take Wall forced to dash away. No longer has that valuable cooldown for the blade. Comes in looking for a shot, looking for Dante Fanfan. Dante Fanfan has the pedal in time. The climb of the wall is not over for Taking Wall. Fish does get on the point here for a bit contesting, but it's going to be 1-for-1 on DPS. Dante Fanfan has a tree on line as well. Akua's not in tough position. Loses to Hyper in the 1v1 over the coastline. And still Sky. Not going to find anything here. The High Noon Bowler shot again online for Laura. Milo can return here. The pulse one doesn't even need it, as the kills are here. Another Bola is used. Doesn't find the kill that time. But the Maos are going to take this first point in a fairly dominant fashion, 100-37. And not a good start here for the Milky Martians. And Corey, I assume you're going to need an invite.
Yeah, it is, please.
There you go.
Thank you. It appears I am not too late.
Nope, you only missed the first point. And what we saw is right now the Maos looking really good. They were playing a Orisa, Freya, Tracer, Moira, Lifeweaver against kind of a hard meta comp in terms of like the Orisa, Cassidy, Genji, Juno, Brig. And the Martians kind of got dominated, not going to lie. And Laura, like the chat is saying, is looking really clean right now on the Freya. And Sky is finally opting in for the match.
Oh boy, I can't wait for the Freya duels to come on.
Akua on the ball here, opting no longer to play that Orisa, just going on, spinning on through, being annoying as balls do. And Hyper gets knocked out the point, or not knocked him out, but just gets too much damage taken there by the spins on through from Akua and goes deeper and deeper. Freak by 1 HP, but Lore from way downtown lands those shots and takes the Juno down with no supports. Akua forced to retreat. Discord as well just resets and jumps off the map, and once again the Maos looking strong so far.
Yeah, I was expecting Laura that fight, and you get the bolt shot in from far away. That it could be deadly with the ball following up on like a bolt shot, honestly.
Complete swap here in terms of composition, going over more of a dive look with the Winston and the Tracer with the Kiriko Lucio, but honestly I don't mind the Zen Lifeweaver look now with the Wrecking Ball in play, and Laura a bit of an advantage here in terms of positioning for that Freya. Fish taking just a lot of we're just seeing that Freya's putting so much damage here and early pressure over onto Fish, and the follow-up is there from Milo, whereas Akua, if they eat, a charge shot, a rail, they can just kind of roll away and stay alive. It's going to be rough for Fish to make this work against the Freya, as Lore is just popping off right now on this Freya, showing he has not missed a meet since the Loch Ness Nessies.
I was going to say, I remember Laura being quite good on the Sojourn and other hit scans on the Ness season, as we can see, like you said. It looks like they didn't skip any seasons whatsoever, and I don't think the Martians, is that Fish?
Yeah, the Milky Martians.
I don't think the Martians really have an answer. You've seen them swap comps completely, what, the third time now?
Yeah, I'm going for the
So
Diva. It's probably a better look in the fray. You can at least eat some of those shots. And, okay, never mind, doesn't need to eat shots. If Sky does the diff right there over on the coast. Big point person coming in here. Do they get the flip for free? Not quite. That's going to come in here. The dude transcends here to negate that boulder shot coming through. Pulse bomb from Taken Wall. Not quite going to land down to Fan. Down to Fan. Just running back and forth here on top of the pedal platform. Sky once again trying to clean this up for the team. The tree comes out, but they get off the points. Really awkward fight here as Akua really has nowhere to roll into either now. The tree finally dissipating away. Minefield's going to land here over onto point. Create some positioning here, but Sky and Fish are on point. Still Sky 1 HP, but a good bit of DM comes on through. However, Lore lands the bullet shot in between the DM and Fish. Just gets melted down. Taken Wall comes in on the trace, but Milo returning on the Genji finds the headshot. And now probably last by territory here, and only the support almost ready to go here for the Milky Martians.
this is a crunch time here. You got both support ults, but is that going to be enough to flip the point here? We'll see.
Or here comes the Kusiri rush on the point from Freak Pop, but Akua rolls on through and finds that kill. Shuts that Kiriko down. That's a lot of healing gone now for Fish. Lose the mech almost instantly. A beat, not quite in time for the mech either. We just have a high-powered Baby Diva running around as Hyper trying to run away, but Fish just getting melted over onto the point. Sky just find one for his troubles, but is that going to be enough here? Sky marked now by Akua, slamming on in as well. The follow-up there from Lore takes Sky out of the fight. Here now Freakbot trying to stay alive, but the Suzu and TP are already forced, taken on down early here. Just Hyper, 1 HP trying to, I think, the boop post-death, but not going to be nearly enough as the Martians just sent to a dumpster right now by the Maos here early. Upsetting maybe early power rankings predictions from yours truly and the PR team already.
I was spectating Akua there at the end. It's a 15 kill streak. I just don't think, honestly, outside of Sky on Freya, that they really were able to shoot anyone for a fight. Did they take one fight, organized fight there?
There's a lot of splitting happening, and just we saw that it wasn't really the crunch you want to see, because the split fight isn't too bad dealing against the Lifeweaver Zen. You want to get on one of them, but they're just playing so far away, and by the time they got near, either the Zen or the Lifeweaver, Lore just dealt so much damage to you on the spam on the crossing. There's nothing you can really do. Freak Bob and Hyper didn't have enough healing resources to go around to keep the team alive. And we just saw the picks going heavily in favor of the Maos. They're really, again, like you said, not getting a complete team fight. I guess with that being said, we'll send ourselves to a quick little map break here between War Map 2. Do the Milky Martians have an answer? They gotta find one. We saw them try about 4 or 5 different things. We need a 6th. Alright, so this is a break. Don't go anywhere. Overwatch Clash will continue after this.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch Clash Season 8 Group Stage Week 1 matchup here between the Macau Maos and the Milky Martians. We are going into our second map, which is going to be Circuit Royale. And from what we were seeing on that first map, Corey, you want to take it somewhere where you cannot play like a more divey look. But honestly, Circuit Royale, you're just unlocking lore once again to play a long-range hit scan. And Nakua to play, I don't know, he's probably got a pretty sick Sigma. He's pretty sick everything, so probably doesn't really matter where you decide to bring him. But Martians just trying to play into that Sky DPS and Fish tank with a Sigma. You know, we saw Fish look really good on the Sigma last season, so I guess just kind of playing more into that strength there.
Where is Akua? Is he on DPS now? Boygalava?
Boygalava is Akua, yes.
Okay. Curious. I won't say anything, but I think you know what I'm thinking.
Nope. Milo over on the tank here now. Now we're gonna see Nakua Genji probably to deal with kind of more of a diver.
Thought we were gonna go,
or does Akua play
like,
Freya? Yeah,
I don't like that. I thought they were gonna go Laura or Freya and then Mommy Issue's Mercy. Go absolutely crazy with it, but
we'll see.
Is I'm not familiar with Taken Wall. Are they
They are a rookie.
They're
a rookie and they're a flex, I believe. Oh no, they're hit scan. Flex hit scan.
Okay. Because I haven't watched much pro play, so I don't know.
Oh. Okay. Really good start there so far for Laura. Find an opening pick. And still just kind of hanging back here looking for these shots. As Milo just continues to hold his corner, Fish really can't walk too far here. Nice rock through the shield, but just getting melted down immediately here by Akua. And I mean, Laura is just going crazy right now. Like we said, Laura just not missing a single beat right now on the DPS. Especially paired now with Akua on Freya. This is a scary looking DPS line.
Oh!
Okay. As Laura gets taken down by Sky here, the Freyas continue to light the kill feed here. Cart will finally get past its first corner. Fish does fall pretty low, but has a cooldown, so constantly sustain themselves through this one. Giving it progress. Here's Mommy Issues getting the suck on the shield of all things. But Tycoon Wallet is now gone. Now Laura can return and has that has that advantage now in terms of the Widow positioning. Skyforce on an early fade here with the charge shot. And Sky finally showing a bit of a life here over on the Freya. Had a bit of a quiet first map. But right now, find the picks they need to get the team moving here. Cart still is not on the bridge. Were they not pushing that entire time? Because right now, the Cart's finally getting here. Taking its damn time.
I believe they weren't. Their Widow was pushing and got picked at the start.
That's unfortunate. Mao Trick out from Dante Fanfan allows Milo to hold positioning here. Fish kind of blocked off a little bit by the side of the tree, but has a free flux here. No tree to cancel that one out. Mommy used to have coalescence. No real support almost sustained through this one. Milo gonna land the rock, but not quite on the target they need. Laura has fallen, but Sky cleans up Fish's flux with two quick ones. And now just dying on Cart is the Maos, but that will probably be point A unless Akua has a miracle up his sleeve.
I wouldn't rule it out. I've seen miracles from this guy many times. I think you have enough time though. You could use the bolo.
Looks like they're conceding. He's not going for it. I mean, they just want to get control of the high ground here early on point B for Circuit Royale, which I mean makes sense.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, Miles still holding on this flux. Freak Bob does have the transfer the response here though. A lot better than the look from the Maos in terms of their support lineup for dealing with the Sigma flux. Oh, Hyper playing with fire there as Laura almost landed the headshot with the sights online. But still, a nice slow approach here for the Milky Martians, trying to get people set up here. Milo looks for the flux, picks one up, and the follow-up is just too much for the trans to overcome. As they land the charge shot, takes it way below half HP before the trans get him back up. Nice rock comes in, but the Bola is here. Fish 1 HP is trying to get away from Akua, but not quite. There's Akua lighting up the kill feed and as well assisting on that flux that will be the Maos stabilizing here on B as Cart is stuck in the in-aim position of right at that hill.
Certainly not something you want to see, especially after committing transcendence there. But hopefully Fish's Flux will be enough to get, like you said, get around this little corner. Because right now, with Freya Widow, you kind of got 2 air threats.
Ooh, taking Wallet with the sights, lands a shot on the lower. Another bullet shot from Sky, trying to get something done. Doesn't do too much damage here. Sustained through that one with the Widow. Now gone, taking Wallet is free to unleash. Finds both DPS there. Looks for a third! Taking Wallet! Taking names here on Circle Royale B with 3 quick headshots. And just trying to get their lives. Look at the Maos. They might not even be able to do that as Fish is pushed up the spawn door.
Yeah, it turns out you didn't even need any ultimates. You just needed the Widowmaker.
Flux shot from Fish here. Finding a lot of players. A lot of damage done here. Milo stuck in awkward position, but now Colin's on top of the window here, trying to just keep the Sigma alive. Here's Milo is critical HP and just shield dancing around as Maos has gotten aggressive in the backline and found a kill in the Sky. They are going to lose their Sigma, but Maos has come here once again, and some support's coming online. Laura finally making one in the kill feed, but that's a support carrier right there for the Maos, and that right at the door. 2 meters now. Very tough to push through. 2 minutes remaining, and Fish swaps off the Sigma onto the Ram. And no more Widows, actually. Both Sojourns here.
I like both. I like all those swaps actually. I like their Matra really well too. Especially if you get a well-timed Lucio amp, you can just overwhelm the Sigma. Because Moira doesn't really prevent or give you much mid-fight.
I mean, also, if you walk in here, capture this point, you're walking to point C, which is way better for the Brawl. So you have been an advantage here early on the comp swap. However, not to be outdone here, Akua just landed back on the DPS, trying to bring it back here for the Maos. The Flux is going to whiff here, though, from Milo. The Super Which whiff for the day is here already in week 1. Milo, you can't be doing that. Sky, though, will meet the end of Laura as Laura has found his third this fight. Showing once again in the Sojourn that he still remains supreme on this character pick. And then continues to move backward here for the Martians. They are now 1-fight territory and no ults to use.
That went different than I expected. I saw Akua kind of sneak behind them and then just wreak havoc with the bow, but you're gonna have to cross this massive plane of open space here into a Sojourn Freya, and I don't know if Fish will survive that long.
Fish walking in here. Fan does fall very low. They can't force any Retactile just yet, though. Here comes a Fade as well. Both support cooldowns are now gone, but Lore just pelting and melting in the front line there with the overclock. Fish's form just barely expires in time for Lore to find that shot. And Lore has found 2 once again. If they can get the staggers here, could be devastating here for the Milky Martians as Lore, once again, with a pair with Akua, is going crazy. And Hyper's in a tough position here. Gonna get staggered out on the cart. Just trying to run away, just trying to get their life, but they cannot. And now with 16 seconds, they won't have the bat for his last fight. And Fish is getting melted. They can't touch the cart, I don't think. 9 seconds here. Freak ball stuck in the wall. Sky finds 1, but it's only for the stat sheet. Bullet shot comes in here. Feel as well. I mean, they're getting the kills, but they don't have the touch. And the Martians are sent back in here once again. As we take a look at the stats here from that map, but you can just see Hyper and Freak Bob leading the, just leading death, just unable to really cross with the Widow, with that Freya, now Laura on the Sojourn, just making it rough to pass with no Sigma protection.
I brought it up as a concern, and it turned out to be fully realized there. There's just too much ground to cover, even with the Lucio. And I think we might have another situation this season where there's just so much DPS impact, and it just doesn't really matter. Previously on this map, you could see Widows dominate entire lobbies, but now that there's kind of like a better Widow, dare I say, with more mobility, it's kind of hard to stake that claim. I think maybe the Martians didn't account for that when they were choosing their map pick.
I think also just how well Freya can pair up with the Sigma as well, but just because the Sigma just logs those hyperspheres down main, tries to get a shot or two, but if just one charged arrow will land as well as one like Sigma ball, that's just too much damage, you die instantly. So just you remove the need to land that headshot from the Widowmaker with the follow-up with the Freya, like you said, just more mobility, can't really get stuck in a corner as easily as say a Widowmaker could, potentially with the Sigma walking down the shield or something, just too much to deal with. But we're going to see a complete swap here now. Laura goes on the Freya, as I saw map 1. And Akua onto the Genji. Not wanting to opt in any more hit scan problems or anything like that. Just wants to get back in here with the blade. As Mamiush is on the Mercy. Here comes a pedal platform though, but it misses Akua. And Mao's gonna get punished there as there's no follow-up to help out with the Sigma. Oh, taking Wallet hits the shot mid-dash here. On Akua as well. And that play, we gotta scrap that one. That's not going back in the playbook next week. We're gonna watch the film. And that one didn't work out.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize how big this little creature is on the Mercy skin.
Yeah.
It's
blocks the whole
present for
screen.
sure.
Kind of
Yeah.
blocks the screen.
Wow.
Also, Akua is now playing the Widow here. So we're seeing a complete swap from what we saw on the first point of the Maos in terms of the DPS line. Just barely getting a shot on the Freak Ball. Freak Ball just simply too good, but taking Wallet doesn't miss theirs. As taking Wallet, a much better showing here on the second map in Aurora than what we saw in Legion Tower. Going ballistic on this Widowmaker right now. Land those headshots. Now we have Laura stuck in a little right when trying to get away, just trying to survive. The shield barely in time to save Laura's dome from being taken Wall's rifle once again. So again, the slow push working in favor of the defense right now, as the Mercies does not quite find the value. The DPS for the Milky Martians do not want to lose this map, and they're making hella good work out of this one so far.
Should be a sights. Yeah, there we go.
Sights are exchanged here. Laura, 1 HP, trying to survive. The rock through the window is enough to take down that pesky Freya on the side from Fish. Lines that combo up. Now here comes the bowler shot as well in the small little room. A lot of damage being dealt here. The tree does come out. But is there enough support to back this one up? To make this all worth it? It doesn't look like it. They're trying to run away with their lives here and just survive. Now the sustain element, that tree is gone. And still the flux online for Fish.
You got to get that flux right now if you're Milo, I think, to be able to at least trade that with Fish's flux. But the increased DPS presence with the Ilari pick it's paying dividends, I think.
Yeah, we're also getting Mami using this Valkyrie. A lot of ults being dumped here. I don't know if anybody's caught in that flux. It looked like they all got away. Hyper not gonna find anything either with the... I spoke too soon. Captain Sun does find Laura, but Laura has already found the kill on a Hyper right back, and the res is here from Mami. It's just now 5v4 in favor of the Maos as they continue to push forward here. Taking Walls in a tough position, stuck in the corner, and shot down by the thorns of Dante Fan. And despite how good the start was there, that res from Hyper for Mami is just too much. And point A will be captured by the Maos. And they'll still hold on to Flux here.
That is a very... I'm sorry, that's very loud.
The creature?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it when I'm not even spectating the Mercy. This is,
I was spectating someone the farthest away from the Mercy, and I hear it.
Dante Fan's dead, by the way. So, a good early aggressive push here right now from the Milky Martians. They do not want to give up any space here. They know time is not on their side. They do lose Taken Wallet, so they probably can't really hold too far up here, but getting these staggers out is really good, and now you're at kind of a corner position where you can use that Ilari pylon to hold your space and get Sky in great position.
Is he going to be able to get out, though?
Yeah, he's fine. He's Freya. Okay. He's fine. He's got 18 dashes to use.
Fly away.
Free bot combo on this window here shortly. The way matched by the tree of Dante Fan. No more Mercy, no more from 25 miles away from Ami issues going on the Kiriko. Just weighing out this rock here. I mean, if Fish laps you in the Grodic Flux, it'll be a rough look for Milo. Trying to bail out this rock here early potentially. When it comes out here, rock is used, but Akua's found the kill. Fish just obliterated in the Flux. Milo sent straight to a black hole, never to be seen again. As the tree is still online, Fish has a Flux if they need, but it looks like with no Milo, no tank presence, it's going to be tough to push forward as Fish continues to hold the space and Sky continues to light up the damage over on the other side.
Milo got crossbow headshotted through the window right as...
And rocked as well. Just obliterated. Yeah. Windows out here from Akua has those sights online. The rock lands. A nice flick there from Fish. Flux is land, but the rock is there. Tyfield just in time. Mistaken Wall has gone in the back, and I found Mommy is just no critical healing now. It's just up to Dante Fanfan. Nowhere near the tree either. Milo's so low as Fish continues to move forward past the shield. However, the kills are here for Laura and Dante Fanfan. Laura on his off angle, walking the back line. The DPS for the Maos looking to break into their favor here. The rock and a whiff from Fish. However, we just continue to move forward. There's a cool light to the kill feed on Widowmaker. Bring it back here. Fish just has to die. Cannot get staggered out. And do they even have a touch here with their tank? It's going to be tough. Take them up close to the blade.
They didn't cap second.
They did not, no. I mean, taking Wall can maybe dash in here. But the rock from Mile keeps him out. They can't get a touch.
That was a good rock.
Milo holds the line. And despite how good point A looked for the defenders on the Martians, point B was just as disastrous. And now we're at match point already here, with really seemingly no answers so far from the Milky Martians against the Maos.
I think this was maybe their what they thought best look. So I'm
a bit nervous.
This team, I'm gonna say they're probably gonna go like Servasa, either Servasa or God. Is there a pool for push, or is it
every map?
You could see like a Runasapi as well.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know
potential Colosseo.
Yeah, what you're kind of really looking out for in terms of comp look, because we saw the Arista looked really good for Akua, kind of taking it to him, unfortunately, for the Fish there, one of his main heroes. And I guess we'll have to see where they go for map 3, potentially the last map of the series. Don't go anywhere. Overwatch continues after this short break. And welcome back, everybody, to Overwatch Clash Season 8 Group Stage Week 1 matchup here between the Macau Maos and the Milky Martians. Martians hoping for a bit of a response here on map 3. We've seen the Maos looking so good on 2 different looks so far in this series, taking a 2-0 lead. And now we're going to Numbani. So now we're seeing more of that dive look come back from potentially Lijiang Tower, but I don't know. The Martians look like they're really struggling to just deal with Laura right now. Laura is putting on a show once again, showing us that didn't really get any rust when it comes to taking a season off or so.
Oh no, you could even say looked better than before. I think there could be an argument for that. But this puzzles me. This vexes me. You know, you pick Numbani, but then you go out to the same look that you got 100 zeroed on Lijiang Tower. I guess they're going with the double flex, so it could be different, but I don't know. I thought there would have been some more innovation here.
I feel really bad for our stats team because Akua plays 3 different roles on 3 different accounts. So Yippee. A little bit of control of
I
action
noticed
coming
that.
up here, but to wait and see. We have the Fish Winston versus that Milo 16 Milo on the Diva. So a bit of a counter, I guess, if you want to play that way. But Fish has been playing Winston for years in the Diva, so probably no real issue whatsoever. Dr. Fanfa, though, on the Reaper, Fish is going to have a rough time. There's really nobody to dive in this composition. You're just going to hope that Sky can follow up your positioning and your cooldown getting out extraction. Sky forcing a bit of point runs right now over on this Tracer, but Maos really having no issue dealing with it, but never mind. Dante Fanfan just TPs over on the point, and Sky meets him with a nice little fist to the face as Dante Fanfan, she gets taken out of this fight early. So no Reaper now. Fish is a lot more free to do what they want as Sky has found both DPS. And still just trying to get out their lives here is the remaining supports, but it doesn't look like it's going to work as Sky has found 3 this fight, and that will open up point A just like a can of tuna. And yeah, not looking too hot there right now for the side of the Maos in their defense.
Interesting swap from Reaper to Venture. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I don't
if that...
know about that one. I don't think the Reaper was the reason you died. I think it was TPing when you're 2 HP into a Tracer was why you died, but we don't talk about that.
I would second that. So far though, the Winston Tracer, the most classic dive you could get, it's looking very good.
Don't forget the Ana as well.
Oh, that's true.
And
I did forget the Ana. They're kind of just sitting on cart right now.
They're kind of just, building a nano for what seems like not doing too much, actually, or not even really needed, because where's the damage coming in on their team? We do have the Casino Rush there here from Cat, ready to be unleashed. The dig comes on in. Fish falling pretty low here, but gets the nano just in time. Continues to push in past. Forces the Milo 16 Milo in awkward position. Loses that mech. Has the bomb, but doesn't have the life to remech. As Fish 1% to this Primal Rage has it online. Ready to just beat and batter the Maos back into submission as right now the Milky Way Martians, this map pick looking so good for him right now. This dive looking really strong as Fish and Sky and this Tracer Winston put in some work right now on the boards.
This could be a vintage performance here. I don't know. It's a little early to say, but I don't really know where the Lucio fits into this comp, if I'm being honest.
Casino Rush in, Sky just goes right past one, does not care about that new road being paved, just melts him on down. Bit of civil disobedience, but right now, nothing disobedient is Fish in your backline, finding these kills. Diving in once again over on towards the point. Down to Fanfan does have this tectonic shock, but the beat from Akua gets him back in. Miles gonna eat taking walls. Bullet shot here as well, so the Fenders finally holding here for the Maos at the end of point B, and wherever I heard that one before, but a big pulse though from Sky means this fight is not over just yet. Dante Fanfan is gonna eat that, and they don't get a touch either as Milo loses the mech, and Sky with the heroics at the end there brings it right back for the squad.
That was a cheeky little pulse bomb to open up the kind of will they won't they engage. Ended up getting 3rd point. You got almost 5 minutes too, so you're looking pretty swell going here.
Miles gonna match the Winston here. I'm surprised to not see like a Ramatra and a Arisa, especially for point C on Numbani. A lot more brawl centric, but I guess opting to match this dive. The only issue is, well, we'll go with that later, but right now Dante Fanfan uses a tectonic shock in the backline. Hyper's gonna get punished out for that one, and Dante Fanfan puts some damage into that bubble. A Sky on point, trying to keep this contested. It's still 1-for-1 exchange here as Laura has fallen into taking wallet. Dante Fanfan can still dig it, but right now the kills are here, hot and heavy for the Milky Way Martians as Sky and Fish again dragging their team towards the end of point C.
I don't know if Milo wants the smoke of the Winston mirror. Hold on, a Bastion swap.
Wait, hold up. What is she cooking? Getting towards the end here. Just eating an early pulse bomb there, actually, from from Sky. It's still 1-for-1 here. Oh, but the Ajax comes out from Akua. The Ajax has for Akua, by the way. And right now, Milo just trying to survive on cart. Bolo shot from Laura's going to land, but the damage is not there as Hyper's beat will negate that ultimate. And an absolute speed run for the Milky Way Martians are not out of the series just yet. As this look is pretty nice for him so far.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if if the B would have reached anyone from where he was positioned, but it's still significant. And if you're the Maos,
The Maos.
I wonder if you're thinking, what do we do? Because 3 minutes on Nubani is a pretty impressive feat, and something needs to be switched up. In my opinion.
I mean, we do see a lot of decent, big pushes through A and B, but C is usually where the defenders kind of can hold on a little bit with the spawns being so close, as well as having basically all the sightlines to your advantage. But we saw really nothing of advantage coming in the way of the Maos anywhere on this map. Bit of an update for you, Corey, because I know you're not watching the stream, but the tomatoes are now 2-1 with the Spartans, so potentially we might have a mirrored series here if we go 2-1.
Whoa.
Chills. And Cat,
I think we
the
have
Mercy
to.
here with the Symmetra. Okay. I think we're seeing. I think the Maos might have forgot this isn't a scrim. You actually have to play real comps, and we saw on their attack it was a bit of a rough going of it.
Hopefully this one will be better, though.
Hopefully.
There's TP on the board right now.
There's no way it can be worse. We'll just say
it's
that.
a sim TP though, so you could TP more than one.
Fish dives on in, trying to keep him back. Takes a lot of damage, but I mean, Dante Fanfan's in a tough position. Might get kind of singled out here by Fish. Just keeping the Symmetra out of this fight, trying to get that full charge beam, but Dante Fanfan falling low will get taken down. As just gets a complete split from the whole squad there. Nothing really coming out of that one. The dive comes in from Milo, trying to keep the supports off that high ground, get Fish in awkward position, but a good sleep. Stop the Diva push from coming on through.
Oh.
Lore, though, with the help of the Mercy, is just finding the shots!
This is vintage. I love to see this. I'm a very big Cassidy enjoyer, and the Cassidy Mercy is one of my favorite combos of all time.
I'm a big fan of Lore, I guess. It's Lore again, showing that they do not need the Freya crutch. Unleash the Cassidy Peacemaker in the backline, finds 3. And Dante Fanfan with yet another swap will get the final blow there. But another, basically a similar speedrun coming through on the attack here for the Maos.
Another point capture, another hero swap.
Another day, another dollar. Anyway, coming out for the ultimates. Free Bob close to the Casino Rush, but both support almost ready to go for the Maos, taking Walt close to Ebola. But not playing nearly as aggressively here. Gonna Casino Rush over on towards the point here from Freak Bob. Milo doing a bit of spacing though as Lord just melts Fish with the help of that nano boost. And Fish just hits him with a wow in chat. That's how you know.
Stunned.
I would say speechless, but bro just typed. So if they can get these staggers here as well, taking Walt, 1 HP, taking Walt, has to survive. Susan on time for Freak Bob and more! Just stick that beam up the behind and watch him work. And it's also a lot better when you don't hear that every 2 seconds. Shout out to Paige for not having that gun just yet.
I'm just in awe. This Cassidy is mesmerizing me.
Rebel put it best in Twitch chat. Laura is just committing war crimes right now. Fish has used the primal. Milo each taking Walt's bullet shot here as well. And now the bomb in the backline here. Fish is just going to take a lot of damage from his high noon, and Fish is melted with a squish from Milo.
That was Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby right there.
And they can't get a touch either. As now an equal time bank here. 5 minutes going in. Into point C. Can either of these teams play defense? We're watching. I'm trying to make a basketball reference, but I can't think of one right now. We're watching the Pacers versus the Pacers right now, okay? There we go. I made it work. As Fish is going to swap over on their Mantra here to point C for more broad potential. Just trying to get a time bank to just by any means necessary.
I don't know if there's any brakes on this train.
The Laura Express coming through hot in your town. Can't be stopped. Here comes a pulse bomb, though. But the one that dies is Sky! Excuse me! Just simply too much pressure for the Trace to get through. Now a Nano and a Milo. Why are you nanoing this guy? Lore's right there. And both DPS are gone. As Milo goes in deep. The DPS as well as Milo each getting one for their troubles. And now right now we're looking at potentially a better time bank for the Maos. How is this possible? Hyper trying to get a touch, but they don't get it. 53 seconds advantage here for the Maos. As like I'm like you, I'm trying my best, but I am flabbergasted.
There's no words. We thought 3 minutes and 6 seconds couldn't be beat, but it did. It was beaten by 53 seconds. Almost the 4 minute.
This one's for Cat. Just how good the attack look. It earned a meow out of me. There you go. That's for Cat. No, she'll appreciate that one. But now the Martians have to match, which is something I didn't think I have to say after watching their attack. But Lore on the Cassidy. We saw how good he was looking on the Freya, but my god. Yes, Milo, it is. It is easy mode. Give Lore that mercy pocket. And once Dante Fanfan found a character that worked, and it stopped swapping. Team looked a lot better. We're just toying with the Dante Fanfan. I'm not giving you too much crap here, but you gotta admit yourself, you swapped quite a bit. What do you think? I mean, no swaps here for the Milky Martians from what we saw in the last point.
That's a clown move.
A clown move? Oh my.
Clown move.
I mean, what would you have traded for? What would you have swapped?
Diva. Go Diva. Fly into Lore or Cat.
Understandable. Milo taking a decent amount of damage there. But we'll get back him and healed up by Rem's thighs by Kuba on the high ground. Bubble from Fish. Is not going to quite land on the high ground and force retreat, but we're going to change 1 for 1 on supports here. But honestly, it takes one as the Ana in exchange for the Lucio, but Cat gets the res. Look at Punster
Sniper
with
Monkey.
her life of Milo. Lore 1 HP, but gonna get heal rack up.
He's
here by Rem's
utilizing that roll damage
reduction
very well. Could be a sneaky counter to Freya with the way that her bolts work.
I mean, Laura's got 11k damage right now. The next closest is Fish with 10k. Or close to 11k, I should say. It's not looking too hot for him right now as Laura continues to be posted on his high ground. It's tough to break this without the Diva, right? Because there's no way to DM the damage as you come in through. Just getting too much spammed on down with Laura. Lines of right clicks. Here comes Fish again here for the dive. Rem's thighs is stuck. Hits the anti over onto Fish, and Fish taken on down. Nano boost on a Milo as well. Just to try to keep it cool alive with it. Little boost of health. And the Staggers are here. If they can't get out with their lives, it's your really tough here as Sky's taken on down. And now Freakball is stuck in no man's land. And with 15 seconds, it's looking desperate. More than desperate, actually. Dire, if I do say so myself.
Oh. That was a good one.
Skyle coming here for the touch. Has Pulse Bomb ready to go. Done to Fanfan, though! They have to mark this. They cannot let Cat get the res, though. Cat goes in for it. Nobody's looking. Sky is there. The Pulse Bomb misses! And Fish has fallen! Taking Wallace, Bowling, and eaten again, and no! It started off so good! But all went downhill in that Q winner ride for Sky.
I think Milo skipped dinner before this match, and he's just filling up on Freya's ammo. Jeez.
Oof. A full hold. Only a draw in the sights of the Milky Martians to prolong the series. But I don't have a lot of hope from what I've been seeing.
Play the same comp one more time, trust me. This time will be the time. I think it's as simple as just swapping over the Diva. Like, we saw how much value Sky can extract on the Tracer. It's just a matter of, like, you just can't follow it up without either getting flashbanged or slept. And
Flashbanged or slept or just
Junkrat.
okay. Wilfish just said it best. Are we actually going to see Paige's first sweep as a captain here?
Is that really going to be her first sweep?
She's won one game, brother, as a captain, and it was not a sweep.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about?
I didn't know if that included like manager or not.
No. First time as a captain for a sweep. Yeah, it's now or never, actually, for the sweep.
Damn. We're witnessing
And
history.
yeah, Nedier said this would be the first time Paige as a captain has a winning record at any point.
That's like when man, this is gonna be unprecedented.
It is unprecedented,
Maybe-
but
Maybe the world will start turning around and become positive now that Paige has a winning record.
they're trying to do the same thing with Sky with they did with Lore. Give Sky the Mercy Pocket, but right now the Diva is just in his face. This is a line they've got to come through, and Lore has found Freak Bomb on the other side. Milo is just marking down Sky so well. You're seeing why the Diva's a good swap. But Lore continues to let the kill feed. Has found both supports, and that's not even a touch coming on through. As it has been happened, as Paige gets her first sweep as a captain, and her first winning record as well. And a dominant showing, and the Maos making the power rankings team as well as myself on Bundesliga eat my words on the power rankings. Let's just say things are definitely gonna be different next week. Oh, I didn't know Lore was like this. If I knew Lore was like this, it'd be different, alright? I don't think I saw this one coming.
He played well on the Nessies, but certainly not outshine Akua well. Yeah, there's not really much more to say. I think there's still on the first two maps like too much adaptation from the Martians, and on the last map not enough. And there's not really anything you can point to if you're the Martians and say, you know, this is what went wrong. I think you just kind of got just one of those games that you just kind of get outdueled.
Yeah, there really doesn't seem to be any answer they can pull out there with, you know, they tried like the pocket. I would like to see them try the pocket Sky strat a little earlier than that, or the Diva swap, either one of those maybe. But yeah, Martians were in the top 3 of the official PR, top 3 of mine, and just get sent down 3-0 fashion by the Maos. So now we had to go ahead and give our MVP. I have a feeling I know which way you're leaning. I think I'm leaning the same way, but I'll let you be the one to speak up here first.
I think it would go to Lore,
Yeah,
but you could also say Akua. But I mean, that's kind of like a boring choice, you know.
my choice would also be Lore, so we can go ahead and bring Laura in for a quick interview, get the thoughts of the guy coming back after a bit of a sabbatical as well. So, and there they are, our MVP of the series. Congratulations, Laura, on the big win. A 3-0 sweep on your first match back after such a long time away from us here at Aurora. We've missed seeing you click heads, brother. Just what are the thoughts and vibes coming out here? Of course, I don't know if you really know the lore, but Paige has not really had success as a captain. This is her first sweep in, I believe, 8 attempts. So you guys just made history.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the team, and like, it's just fun being in a team that like has a bit of joyous whimsy to it.
I know that. Anyway,
Yeah.
We won't bring up our team. We won't bring up Shinobu Blue.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that one.
Corey, what you got? You're absolutely going crazy for this man in the cast. So you guys got something to say here.
Oh, I'm one of the biggest Cassidy defenders and enjoyers. So it was really nice seeing him get some play time. I was gonna say, what was your favorite hero you played tonight? Played a lot.
The Freya was a lot of fun, but like one-shotting Fish, when he was slapped with gas, like, I mean that has to be peak. Like, I just right-click, and because of the headshot perk, like, that monkey disappeared.
Yeah, definitely. And those with the mercy staff up your behind, you know, it's definitely easy to melt that Winston. Like we saw, I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like Fish was misplaying most of the time. It was just he'd go in and then he couldn't even get out. He didn't get the jump back
Yeah.
in time. A tough showing there. Corey, you got another one before we send it to El Clasico, or?
Yeah, I do. So the power rankings, I think the general community felt like this was going to be a different outcome than it was. So I guess did your team do any preparation beforehand or anything to look out for going into the match?
Not too much. Just a normal scrim. Nothing too insane. Shout out Topaz for that. That was a lot of fun. But most of all, like, I mean, we just have a really fun group here, and it's going to be like really hard, especially with Akua being like the GOAT on all 3 roles. Like, what do you do? Like, Akua just swaps around and fills any weakness.
I believe you draft first overall instead of anything past second.
I do need to mention Laura as well. Our community predictions had the Martians winning this 10-0. 10 people picked the Martians and 0 picked you. So the official first Pred bomb coming out in our second game of the season. So I guess now everybody's got their eyes on the Maos to continue the strong showing. And we'll send you back after El Clasico, of course. If you cannot be MVP of the series, who'd you give it to and why? I'm gonna give you. No, you can't give it to Kua. That's your pop quiz. Gotta be somebody else. Gotta be somebody else.
Probably Milo then. Milo stepped up, played tank for us as well. Like, they did a bit of everything as well, and they like did a good job. They were a great DPS duo on Lijiang, and then when we went over to the last 2 maps, Circuit and Umbani, they played great on tank. Like, they stepped up to the role. Like,
yeah, I mean, double off roll there from Milo as well, a main support player, but making it work on a tank and DPS. So a good shout out there. Of course, we all know the real answer, but I want to be a little more difficult here for you on your first time back. Yeah, I guess with that being said, we'll send you back to your team to help go ahead and celebrate. Big congrats on the 3-0 victory, and it's good to have you back here, Lore.
it's great to be back.
All right, Corey. We were originally going to do the Spartans and Tomatoes game, but we thought this game would be a little closer, but unfortunately it appears we misread the room. We underestimated the Maos, as Paige looks to have actually built a dominant roster here going into the season, especially after game 1 looking like that against somebody who we thought was really high in the power rankings.
Yeah, and again, this was 4th overall pick versus 2nd overall pick, so pretty evenly matched in terms of the players afforded them in the first round, selection-wise. So seeing this go the complete opposite of how the community, I think I might have been one of the 10, but to be honest, for like the first 2 weeks, I'm probably going to be having to look back at all the rosters just to see what team is actually what team. But yeah, certainly unexpected. Not as close as the other game for sure, and I think a lot of thinking to do if you're in their division. I don't know who the other 2 teams in that division are, but
it's going to be a tough division, I think, no matter what, especially with the Milky Martians also in there, who I still think is going to be a pretty solid team. That's a really good division to start out with. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and send you guys on your way. Of course, check out our other game right now, live, the Macau Tomatoes versus Sussy Spartans over on Aurora Esports MN2. Link in the chat. For Corey, I've been Booney. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great rest of your evening, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow for the Magical Monosaurs and the Merry Maples.